Lieutenant Olivia Reeves looked out the window of the spaceship Horizon. The stars were bright against the black sky. It was her 5th year working as the lead science officer, and she loved her job. Today was supposed to be a normal day checking faraway planets and stars. Nothing special. Lieutenant Reeves, we're picking up something strange, said Officer Pam Mason from her control panel. It's not matching any known signals. Olivia walked over to look at Pam's screen. The readings made no sense. A large object had appeared out of nowhere near Earth's orbit. How did it get there without us seeing it approach? Olivia asked, her eyes fixed on the screen. Unknown, ma'am. It just appeared. Captain Diane Harris joined them at the console. Her face was serious as she studied the readings. Send a message to Earth Command. Tell them we're going to check it out, the captain ordered. Are you sure that's wise? Olivia asked. We don't know what it is. The captain nodded. That's exactly why we need to investigate. The Horizon changed course, moving toward the mystery object. As they got closer, they could see it through the main viewing window. It wasn't like any spaceship humans had built. It looked like it was made of crystal that changed colors. Parts of it seemed to move and shift, as if it were alive. It's beautiful, Olivia whispered. Suddenly, a bright light filled the bridge. Olivia felt a strange pulling sensation, and the faces of her crewmates began to fade away. Captain, she called out, but her voice seemed distant even to her own ears. When the light faded, Olivia was no longer on the horizon. She stood in a large room with walls that glowed soft blue. The floor under her feet was smooth and warm, like nothing she had felt before. Hello? She called out, her voice echoing. Is anyone there? I am here, came a musical voice from behind her. Olivia turned around quickly. What she saw made her gasp. Standing before her was a woman. At least, Olivia thought it was a woman. She was very tall, nearly 7 feet in height. Her skin shimmered with colors like the northern lights on Earth. But most surprising were her eyes. She had 3 of them, all deep purple in color. They seemed to look through Olivia rather than at her. Who are you? Olivia asked, trying to stay calm. And why am I here? I am Niara, Princess of the Australian Empire, the being said. A small device at her throat glowed as she spoke, translating her words into English. I have brought you here because your planet is in danger. Olivia took a step back. Danger from what? And why me specifically? Niara moved closer. Her movements were graceful, almost like she was floating. The Voidborn Armada approaches your world, she said. They are destroyers. They take all resources from planets and leave nothing alive. Your Earth has 47 days before they arrive. Olivia felt cold fear run through her body. If what you're saying is true, we need to warn Earth right away. We need to prepare. That is why I have come, Niara said, to offer help. But why did you bring me here? I'm just a science officer. Niara's 3 eyes blinked at different times, which Olivia found strange to watch. You are more than that, Olivia Reeves. I have been watching your planet for some time. You are special. Watching? How long have you been watching us? Long enough to learn your languages, your cultures. Long enough to know that your world cannot face the Voidborn alone. Niara waved her hand and part of the wall changed to show a view of space. Olivia could see large black ships moving through the darkness. They looked like shadows that ate the stars behind them. Those are the Voidborn ships, Niara explained. There are hundreds of them. Olivia stared at the image. If these ships came to Earth, what chance did humanity have? How can you help us? She asked. My ship has weapons that can hurt the Voidborn. I have knowledge of how they fight. But my help comes with conditions. What conditions? Niara's middle eye seemed to focus more intently on Olivia. That is a discussion for your leaders. I will take you back to your planet now. Tell them what I have shown you. Tell them Princess Niara wishes to speak with them about saving Earth. Wait, Olivia said. How do I know I can trust you? This could be a trick. You have dreams, don't you? Niara asked softly. Dreams of stars speaking to you. Dreams of watching Earth from far away. Olivia felt her heart beat faster. She had never told anyone about those dreams. She'd had them since she was a child. How do you know about that? Because I know you, Olivia Reeves. I have known you for a very long time. Before Olivia could ask more questions, the bright light returned. When it faded, she was standing in the middle of Earth Command headquarters in Washington. Alarms were going off all around her. Lieutenant Reeves, General Laura Bennett rushed toward her. How did you get here? Your ship reported you disappeared from the bridge. Olivia took a deep breath. General, we need to call an emergency meeting. Earth is in danger, and there's someone you need to meet. As if on cue, the crystal ship appeared in the sky outside the windows of the headquarters building. People began pointing and shouting. Who is on that ship? The general asked, her face pale. Her name is Princess Niara, Olivia said. And according to her, we have 47 days to save our planet. Just then, Olivia noticed something on her wrist. A small crystal had somehow attached itself to her skin. It glowed with the same colors as Niara's skin. When she touched it, she could almost hear the alien princess's voice in her mind. We are connected now, the voice seemed to say. And there is much I haven't told you yet. Olivia looked up at the ship hovering outside. What had she gotten herself into? And why did she feel like she had been waiting for this moment her entire life? The large meeting room at Earth Command was filled with important people. World leaders sat around a long table, their faces showing worry and doubt. Armed guards stood at every door. In the center of the room, Princess Niara stood tall and strange. Next to her, Olivia felt small and ordinary. This is absurd, said President Carol Wilson. You expect us to believe aliens are coming to attack us? Niara did not seem bothered by the president's tone. I understand your doubt. Let me show you proof. She raised her hand, and a 3D image appeared above the table. It showed the black ships Olivia had seen before. In the image, one of the ships fired at a green planet. The planet cracked like an egg, then turned gray and lifeless. This was the world of Tella, 3 of your Earth years ago, Niara explained. 12 billion lives ended in one day. The room fell silent. General Bennett was the first to speak. If these Voidborn are so powerful, how can we possibly fight them? My people have fought them for thousands of years, Niara said. We have technology that can help you. My ship alone can destroy several of their vessels. And what do you want in return? Asked Admiral Kate Dawson, head of Earth's Defense Forces. Her eyes were narrow with suspicion. No one offers help for free. Niara's skin changed color slightly, turning more blue. I propose an alliance through marriage, as is the custom among spacefaring civilizations for formal treaties. The room erupted in voices. People stood up shouting questions and objections. Marriage? To whom? Demanded the president. Niara's 3 eyes turned to Olivia. To Lieutenant Olivia Reeves. Olivia felt her face grow hot as everyone in the room looked at her. Me? But why? Order! Shouted President Wilson, banging her hand on the table. When the room quieted, she looked at Niara. We need to discuss this privately. Guards, please. Escort Princess Niara to the waiting room. I will go, Niara said calmly. But remember, we have only 46 days now. The Voidborn do not wait. After Niara left, the questions came fast. Lieutenant Reeves, did you know about this? Asked General Bennett. No, ma'am, this is the first I'm hearing of any marriage. This could be a trick, said Admiral Dawson. How do we know these Voidborn even exist? I've seen them, Olivia said. On her ship. And there's something else. She hesitated, then decided to tell them. I've had dreams about the stars since I was a child. Dreams that now seem connected to Niara. She knew about them without me telling her. The leaders exchanged looks. Lieutenant, we need to know everything, said the president. No matter how strange it seems. For the next hour, Olivia told them about her experience on Niara's ship and the dreams she'd had for years. She showed them the crystal on her wrist, which they tried, but failed to remove. Finally, President Wilson made a decision. We need more Information. Lieutenant Reeves, you'll speak with Nayara alone. Find out exactly what this marriage means and why it has to be you. Guards took Olivia to a small room where Nayara waited. The alien princess stood by a window, looking at the sky. Your leaders fear me, Nyara said without turning around. Can you blame them? You show up without warning, tell us killer aliens are coming, and then say you want to marry me. It's a lot to take in. Nyara turned to face Olivia. I should explain. Better. The marriage I propose is not like human marriage. It is a bond that allows our minds to connect. Like mind reading? Olivia asked, touching the crystal on her wrist. More than that. It would let me share my knowledge with you directly. My understanding of the Voidborn, how to fight them, how to use my technology. Through you, I could help your people prepare. Why me? There must be thousands of better candidates. Military leaders, scientists with more experience. Nyara moved closer. Olivia noticed how she seemed to give off a faint light of her own. My species is telepathically compatible with humans, but not all humans. You are special. Your mind shines brighter than any I have encountered. Because of my dreams? Partly. Nayara reached out and almost touched Olivia's face, then pulled her hand back. I have been studying humans for decades. Your mind calls to mine across the stars. Olivia thought about those dreams, floating in space, hearing voices in languages she didn't understand, feeling like someone was watching over her. Have you been in my head since I was a child? In a way, but not as you might think. Nyara's skin rippled with colors. There is more to tell, but not yet. First, we must convince your leaders. And if I say no to this marriage, then I will. Still try to help your world, but our chances of success will be much smaller. Olivia walked back to the meeting room with Nayara. The world leaders had been talking while they were gone. We've made a decision, said President Wilson. We will accept your help, Princess Nyara, but this marriage proposal needs more discussion. There is no time, Nyara said. Her voice stayed calm, but her skin darkened. The Voidborn will not wait while you discuss. Every day matters. Show us your technology, said Admiral Dawson. Prove you can help us. I will, Nyara replied. But my ship responds to thought, not touch. Without the bond with Olivia, I cannot teach your people to use it quickly enough. It's my decision, Olivia said suddenly, surprising herself. Everyone looked at her. And I want to know more before I decide. Nyara nodded. Come to my ship again. I will show you everything. Later that day, Olivia found herself back on the Woe crystal ship. This time, Nayara took her to a large room with a pool of glowing liquid in the center. This is the memory pool, Nyara explained. It will show you the truth about the Voidborn. Olivia looked at the strange liquid. What do I do? Touch the surface, but be prepared, the images are difficult to see. Taking a deep breath, Olivia reached out and put her fingertips in the pool. Instantly, her mind filled with terrible images, planets dying, people running in fear, the black ships destroying everything. She saw Nyara's people fighting back with their crystal ships. Some battles they won, many they lost. When Olivia pulled her hand away, she was crying without realizing it. Now do you understand? Nyara asked softly. Yes, Olivia whispered. We need your help. Back at Earth Command, Olivia faced the world leaders again. I've seen what these Voidborn do, she told them. If we don't prepare, Earth will die. I'm willing to accept Princess Nyara's proposal if it helps save our planet. President Wilson looked at the faces around the table. One by one, they nodded. Very well, she said. We accept the alliance. Now tell us about this marriage ceremony. As Nyara began to explain, Olivia felt the crystal on her wrist grow warm. Something told her that the alien princess wasn't telling them everything yet. There were secrets still to be revealed. But, with the fate of Earth at stake, did those secrets really matter? The marriage ceremony was nothing like Olivia had imagined. There were no flowers, no music, no vows of love. Instead, she stood in the main chamber of Niara's crystal ship, facing the alien princess. Around them stood Earth's leaders and military commanders, watching with a mix of hope and worry. Olivia wore her navy blue uniform. Niara wore what she called royal armor, a suit that seemed to be made of the same crystal as her ship. It moved like liquid when she walked. "Are you ready?" Niara asked. Her 3 eyes glowed more brightly than usual. Olivia nodded, trying to hide her nervousness. "As ready as I'll ever be." "The bonding is simple," Niara explained to the humans, watching. "We join hands. The connection forms instantly." "That's it?" asked Admiral Dawson. "Just holding hands?" "For my people, the mind connection is what matters, not words or papers," Niara said. President Wilson stepped forward. "Lieutenant Reeves, are you certain about this? You can still change your mind." Olivia looked at Niara, then back at the president. "Earth needs this alliance, I'm sure." Niara held out her hands. They had 6 fingers each, longer than human fingers. Olivia took a deep breath and placed her hands in Niara's. The effect was immediate and overwhelming. Olivia gasped as her mind seemed to expand. Suddenly, she could feel the ship around her, as if it were part of her body. She could sense its engines, its weapons, the way it moved through space. More than that, she could feel Niara's thoughts flowing into her mind. Knowledge about the Voidborn, battle tactics, and the workings of Australian technology. "Oh my God," Olivia whispered, her eyes wide. Around them, the ship's walls pulsed with light. The crystal on Olivia's wrist glowed brightly, then seemed to sink into her skin, becoming a shimmering mark like a tattoo. Niara's middle eye fixed on Olivia. "The bond is formed. We are now joined in the way of my people." Olivia could barely speak. Her mind was racing with new information. "I can see everything." General Bennett stepped forward cautiously. "Lieutenant, are you all right?" "Better than all right," Olivia said, still holding Niara's hands. "I understand the ships now. I can help teach our people how to fight them." "Then it worked," said President Wilson. "Now, Princess Niara, how soon can we begin preparing Earth's defenses?" "Immediately," Niara replied. "Through Olivia, I will share all we know about fighting the Voidborn." The next few weeks were a blur of activity. Niara's ship moved to a secret base in the mountains, where scientists and military personnel came to learn its technology. Olivia became the bridge between the alien princess and the humans, translating complicated Australian concepts into terms Earth's engineers could understand. Through their mental link, Olivia learned how to pilot smaller Australian fighter ships that Niara's vessel carried. These ships responded to thought rather than physical controls. At first, only Olivia could make them work, but soon she was teaching other pilots how to form basic connections with the crystal technology. "Focus your thoughts," she told a group of Earth's best pilots. "The ship doesn't want button pushes. It wants intentions. Think about rising, and it will rise." Admiral Dawson watched as the pilots practiced in simulation chambers. "This is amazing technology, but will it be enough?"
"How many ships do the Voidborn have?"
"Hundreds," Olivia replied, the knowledge coming easily to her mind through the link with Niara. "But their weakness is their communication system. If we can take out their command ships, the others become less coordinated. And you know this." Because Niara knows it," Olivia said. "And now so do I." The Admiral frowned. "I'm still not entirely comfortable with this mind connection thing. How do we know she isn't controlling you?" Olivia smiled. "It doesn't work that way. I'm still me. I just have access to her knowledge now." As the days passed, Earth prepared for war. Factories worked around the clock to build weapons based on Australian designs. Satellite systems were upgraded to detect the Voidborn approach. Military units from around the world trained together for the first time, preparing for a threat from beyond their planet. Through it all, Olivia and Niara worked side by side. But as they did, something unexpected happened. The mental connection between them began to deepen. One night, as they worked late in the ship's control room, Olivia found herself seeing images that weren't related to the Voidborn or battle plans. She saw glimpses of a world with 3 suns and floating cities made of crystal. She felt emotions that weren't her own, a deep loneliness, the weight of royal responsibility, and something else she couldn't quite name. "I can see your homeworld," Olivia said suddenly. Nyara looked up from the holographic map they were studying. "The bond is growing stronger. This sometimes happens. It's beautiful, your planet. But you were unhappy there?" The alien princess was quiet for a moment. "Being royal means putting duty before personal wants. I have always done what was needed, not what I desired. Is that why you came to help Earth? Duty?" "At first, yes." Nyara's skin shifted colors, showing blues and purples. "Now I am not so certain." Before Olivia could ask what she meant, alarms began to sound throughout the base. General Bennett rushed into the room. "They're here," she said, her face pale. "The Voidborn just entered our solar system. They'll reach Earth in 3 days." Nyara's 3 eyes narrowed. "They are early. They must have increased their speed." "We're not ready," Olivia said, checking the defense systems through her mental link with the ship. "The new weapons aren't all in place yet." "Then we must meet them before they reach Earth," Nyara decided. "My ship can lead the attack." "General Lowe?" Bennett nodded. "I'll inform the president. We'll deploy everything we have." After the general left, Olivia turned to Nyara. "Can we really win this? Tell me the truth." Through their link, she could feel Nyara's concern, but also her determination. "In many battles against the Voidborn, we have lost," the princess admitted. "But sometimes, we have won. This time, we have something they don't expect." "What's that?" "You," Nyara said simply. "A human who can use Australian technology. They will not be prepared for that." 2 days later, Earth launched its defense. Nyara's crystal ship led the way, with Olivia at her side in the control room. Behind them came Earth's largest space vessels, now equipped with modified Australian weapons, and behind those, squadrons of the smaller crystal fighters, each piloted by a human who had learned to connect with the alien technology. As they approached the edge of Earth's orbit, they saw the Voidborn fleet. The black ships moved like a dark cloud in space, blotting out the stars behind them. "Remember what we practiced," Olivia told the Earth pilots through the communication system. "Stay in formation. Target their communication arrays first." Admiral Dawson's voice came through from her command ship. "All vessels, prepare to engage on my mark." Olivia looked at Nyara. Through their bond, she could feel the princess's battle readiness, her focus sharpening. "Together," Nyara said, placing her 6-fingered hand over Olivia's on the control panel. Olivia nodded. "Together." As the 2 fleets closed in on each other, Olivia realized something important. This marriage of alliance had started as a strategic move, a way to save Earth. But now, facing battle alongside Nyara, she felt something more. A connection that went beyond duty or necessity. And through their mental link, she sensed that Nyara felt it too. "Admiral Dawson, to all ships," came the voice over the communication system. "Engage the enemy." The space between Earth and Mars lit up with weapons fire as the 2 fleets collided. The battle for humanity's survival had begun. The battle in space was like nothing humans had ever experienced. The black Voidborn ships moved like giant shadows, firing weapons that seemed to swallow light itself. Earth's fleet fought back with everything they had. The crystal fighters darted between the larger ships, their weapons leaving bright blue trails across the darkness. From Nyara's command ship, Olivia coordinated the human pilots. Through her mental link with the Australian princess, she could see the battlefield in ways the other humans couldn't. "Squadron 3, move to Sector 7, she ordered. "They're trying to flank us there." "Admiral Dawson's ship is taking heavy fire," Nyara said, her 3 eyes focused on the battle displays. Olivia looked at the screen and saw the Admiral's flagship surrounded by 3 Voidborn vessels. "Send our forward group to help her." The battle raged for hours. Some Earth ships were destroyed, their crews lost to the cold emptiness of space. But the Voidborn were losing ships too. The combined human and Australian tactics were working. Then something changed. The largest Voidborn ship, their command vessel, moved to the front of their fleet. "They're preparing their main weapon," Niara said, her skin turning a dark blue. Through their link, Olivia saw what Niara meant. The command ship was gathering energy for a massive attack that could cut through multiple Earth vessels at once. "Need to stop that ship now," Olivia said. Niara nodded. "We must use the Light of Astra." "The what?" "My ship's main weapon. It can destroy their command vessel, but using it will drain our power. We will be vulnerable afterward." Olivia relayed the plan to Admiral Dawson, who agreed immediately. "Do it. We'll cover you after you fire." Niara and Olivia placed their hands on the crystal control panel together. Through their bond, Olivia could feel the ship gathering energy, pulling it from systems throughout the vessel. The walls around them pulsed with light. "Now," Niara said. They released the energy. A beam of pure white light shot from their ship, cutting through space like a sword. It hit the Voidborn command ship directly. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the black vessel cracked like glass and exploded in a silent flash. Just as Niara had warned, their ship's power levels dropped dramatically after the attack. The lights dimmed and some systems shut down. "All squadrons protect the Australian vessel," Admiral Dawson ordered. Without their command ship, the Voidborn fleet became less organized. Earth's forces pressed their advantage, destroying more enemy ships. After another hour of fighting, the remaining Voidborn vessels retreated, jumping to faster-than-light speed and disappearing from the solar system. On the bridge of Niara's ship, humans cheered and hugged each other. They had won the first battle. But Olivia noticed that Niara didn't join the celebration. Instead, the princess stood quietly looking at the stars. "What's wrong?" Olivia asked. "We defeated them." "They will return," Niara said. "With more ships. This was only their first wave." The news silenced the celebrations. Admiral Dawson stepped forward. "How long do we have?" "A few days, perhaps a week," Niara replied. "They will call for reinforcements from nearby systems. Then we need to prepare for round 2, the Admiral said grimly, "and we need to understand more about them. Why are they attacking Earth specifically?" "They attack any world with resources," Niara explained. "They consume, then move on. They have destroyed thousands of planets across many galaxies." As the others discussed strategy, Olivia felt something strange through her link with Niara. It wasn't just concern about the next battle. It was something deeper, something the princess was trying to hide. Later, when they were alone in Niara's private chambers, Olivia confronted her. "There's something you're not telling me," she said. "I can feel it through our bond." Niara's skin darkened. The bond was not supposed to be this strong so quickly. Most Australian marriages take years to reach this level of connection. "Don't change the subject. You've been in my head since I was a child, haven't you? Those weren't just dreams I was having. You were watching me." The princess was quiet for a long moment. "Yes, but not as you might think. Then explain it to me. No more secrets." Niara moved to a window looking out at the stars. "My people exist partially outside linear time. We see possibilities, paths that may or may not happen. I don't understand. In simple terms, I have seen many possible futures for Earth. In most of them, your planet falls to the Voidborn." Olivia felt cold. "And in the others?" "In the few where Earth survives." Niara turned to face her. "You and I are always connected, always bonded." The implications hit Olivia hard. "You knew we would meet? You knew about this marriage before you ever came to Earth?" "I knew it was a possibility. One of the few that led to Earth's survival. That's why you chose me specifically? Because of these visions of the future?" Niara stepped closer. "Partly. But there is more." She took Olivia's hand and placed it on a panel on the wall. "This is a genetic analyzer. It will show you something important." The panel lit up with images and strange symbols that Olivia couldn't read. But through their link, she understood what they meant. The analyzer was comparing her DNA to Australian genetic patterns. "This can't be right," she whispered as she understood the results. "It is," Nayara said. "You carry trace Australian genetic markers, very small but present. How is that possible? Your ancestor, 7 generations back, was not fully human. She was half Australian, the result of a previous contact between our worlds." Olivia stepped back, her mind racing. "That's why I can connect with your technology so easily. Why I had those dreams. Yes, your mixed heritage makes you uniquely compatible with me and with Australian systems. Did you know this before you came to Earth?" Nayara hesitated. "I suspected. The timeline patterns suggested it." Olivia felt a mix of emotions: shock, confusion, and something like anger. "So this whole marriage was never really a choice. You knew it would happen. You planned for it." "No," Nayara said quickly. "The future is never certain. I saw possibilities, not certainties. In many timelines, you rejected the bond. In others, we formed it, but still failed against the Voidborn. And in the ones where we succeed? What happens in those?" Nyara's skin shifted to colors Olivia hadn't seen before, soft pinks and golds. Through their link, Olivia felt emotions from the princess that surprised her: hope, longing, and something that felt very much like human affection. "In those futures," Nayara said slowly, "our alliance becomes more than diplomatic." Olivia understood then. "You had feelings for me before we even met, based on these visions of other timelines. My people do not experience emotions exactly as humans do," Nyara said. "But yes, I was drawn to you, to the idea of you. Is that why you arranged this marriage? Not just for the alliance, but because you wanted it personally?" Nyara's 3 eyes looked away. "I wanted to marry someone like you," she admitted. "But that was unthinkable for an Australian royal. We do not marry for personal reasons, only for alliances, for political gain. So you found a way to make it necessary instead." Olivia finished for her. "Yes." Nyara's voice was barely a whisper. "I am sorry for not telling you everything from the beginning." Olivia didn't know how to feel. Part of her was angry at being manipulated. But through their bond, she could sense Nyara's genuine regret, her fear of rejection, and her real desire to save Earth. "These futures where we become more than allies," Olivia said carefully. "What exactly happens in them?" Before Nyara could answer, the ship's alarms blared. "Emergency message from Earth Command," came Admiral Dawson's voice over the communication system. "The Voidborn have returned already, much sooner than we expected. All ships prepare for battle." Nyara's skin turned pale. "They shouldn't have been able to return so quickly. Unless what?" Olivia asked. "Unless they were testing us with that first attack, learning our defenses before launching their real assault." They rushed to the command center. The main screen showed hundreds of Voidborn ships entering the solar system, far more than in the first battle. "They're heading straight for Earth," Admiral Dawson reported. "We need to intercept them." Olivia looked at Nayara. "We need to finish this conversation later." "If there is a later," Nayara replied, her eyes fixed on the approaching enemy fleet. "This battle will be much harder than the first." As they prepared the ship for combat, Olivia thought about everything she had just learned. Her heritage, Nyara's visions, the connection between them that was growing stronger by the day. There were still questions she needed answered, but first they had to survive. The second battle was much worse than the first. The Voidborn ships pushed past Earth's outer defenses and entered the atmosphere. Cities around the world reported attacks. Buildings burned as enemy vessels fired from above. From their position, in orbit, Olivia and Nyara watched in horror. "We need to get down there," Olivia said, her hands tight on the control panel. Admiral Dawson's face appeared on the communication screen. Her ship had taken damage and smoke filled her bridge. "We've lost 30% of our fleet. They're targeting our major cities now." We're going to Earth's surface, Niara decided. My ship can engage them directly in the atmosphere, as ye. They descended toward Earth. Olivia saw the destruction below. Washington, Beijing, London, all under attack. The Voidborn showed no mercy, destroying military targets and civilian areas alike. Their main flagship is over New York, Olivia said, looking at the tactical display. If we can take it out, maybe the others will fall back like before. We don't have enough power for another full light of Astra, Niara warned. Our ship was damaged in the first battle, Olivia thought quickly. Through their mental link, she accessed the ship's systems, looking for options. What about the fighter vessels? Can we use them together somehow? Niara's eyes widened. Yes. The Celestial Spear formation. It requires perfect neural alignment between commanders, but it might work. What is it? We synchronize all available fighters into a single attack pattern. If done correctly, the combined energy can destroy their flagship. But it has never been performed successfully between different species before. Olivia didn't hesitate. Let's try it. We have nothing to lose. They sent the order to all remaining crystal fighters. 23 ships responded, their pilots ready despite their fear. Follow our lead exactly, Olivia told them. Let the neural link guide your movements. She and Niara joined hands at the control panel. Their minds merged more deeply than ever before. Olivia could feel Niara's thoughts as if they were her own. Together, they created a mental pattern and sent it to the fighter pilots. The small crystal ships formed a V-shape behind Niara's vessel. Energy began to flow between them, connecting them like links in a chain. As they approached New York, they saw the massive Voidborn flagship hovering over the city like a dark cloud. Now, Niara and Olivia said together. The formation accelerated. The energy built until Olivia thought their ships might break apart. When they were just seconds from the flagship, Niara gave the final command. Release. All 24 ships fired at exactly the same moment. Their weapons combined into a single spear of light that pierced the center of the Voidborn vessel. For a terrible moment, nothing happened. Then the massive ship began to break apart. It's working, shouted one of the Earth pilots. The flagship exploded in a silent blast that lit up the sky over New York. Just as before, the remaining Voidborn ships seemed confused without their leader. Some crashed, others retreated back to space, but the victory came at a cost. Niara's ship had used so much power that its engines failed. They began to fall toward the ocean below. All systems failing, Niara reported, her skin pale with strain. Brace for impact. Olivia held tight to Niara's hand as the ship plunged toward the Atlantic. Through their bond, she could feel the princess pouring her own life energy into the ship, trying to control their descent. The crystal vessel hit the water hard, sending up a massive splash. But it didn't break apart as a human ship would have. Instead, it floated, though its lights were dim and many systems were offline. Are you okay? Olivia asked Niara, who had collapsed to the floor. I will recover, the princess said weakly. Did we succeed? Olivia checked the remaining working screens. Yes. The Voidborn are retreating all around the planet. Earth defense. Forces are taking out the stragglers. Niara smiled faintly. The Celestial Spear. We did it. You need to rest, Olivia said, helping Niara to a sleeping chamber. Stay with me, the princess asked. There is still much to tell you. As Niara rested, recovery ships from Earth located them in the ocean. Admiral Dawson herself came aboard with a medical team. You two saved us all, the admiral said. The President wants to thank you personally once we get back to land. How bad is the damage? Olivia asked. Bad, but we'll rebuild. The important thing is that we won. When the admiral left, Niara opened her eyes. Her color was returning slowly. They will come back, she said quietly. Not soon, but eventually. The Voidborn never truly give up. Then we'll be ready for them, Olivia replied. But first you need to finish what you were telling me before the battle. About us. About the futures you've seen. Niara sat up slowly. In the timelines where Earth survives, our bond becomes more than a strategic alliance. In those futures, we choose to stay together not from duty, but from what humans call love. Olivia felt her heart beat faster. And what do the Australians call it? We have no single word for it. The closest translation would be soul recognition, finding the one whose mind completes your own. Through their link, Olivia could feel the truth of Nyara's words. Since their minds had connected, something had been growing between them. Something neither had expected. Is that why our bond became so strong so quickly? Olivia asked. Because in these other timelines we were already close? I believe so. Some connections exist across all possible futures. Ours seems to be one of them. Olivia sat quietly for a moment thinking. So, what happens now? The threat is gone, at least for a while. According to the alliance agreement, our marriage can be dissolved. Nyara's skin darkened. That is correct. I will be expected to return to my people. The Australian High Council has already sent a message. They detected the battle and are sending ships to this sector. And is that what you want? To go back? Before Nyara could answer, Admiral Dawson returned with news. We've detected multiple vessels entering the solar system. Not Voidborn, different design. The Australian fleet, Nyara confirmed. They have come in response to my distress signal. 3 days later, Nyara's ship had been repaired enough to return to orbit. There, they met with the Australian delegation, 5 crystal ships even larger than Nyara's. The Australian High Counselor, an older female with 4 eyes instead of 3, came aboard to speak with them. Princess Nyara, she said, bowing slightly. You have done well to help this world. The Council recognizes your service. Thank you, High Counselor, Nyara replied formally. The marriage alliance has served its purpose, the Counselor continued. As is customary, it can now be dissolved. You will return with us to prepare for your royal duties. Olivia felt a cold emptiness at these words. Through their link, she could feel Nyara's sadness too. And if I wish to maintain the alliance? Nyara asked. The Counselor's 4 eyes blinked, in surprise. The threat is contained. There is no need. There is need, Nyara insisted. The Voidborn will return. Earth requires continued protection. We can station a defense fleet here without requiring your presence, Princess. Nyara's skin showed colors Olivia had never seen before. Deep reds and golds that seemed to pulse with emotion. I wish to speak before the United Earth Council, Nyara said firmly. The next day, in the rebuilt headquarters of Earth Command, Nyara stood before the human leaders. Olivia stood beside her, unsure what the princess planned to say. The Australian High Counselor watched from the side with clear disapproval. Honored leaders of Earth, Nyara began. I came to your world seeking a strategic alliance through marriage. The threat of the Voidborn forced our worlds together. President Wilson nodded. And we are eternally grateful for your help, Princess Nyara. Earth stands ready to form a lasting friendship with the Australian Empire. I am glad to hear it, Nyara said. But I am here to discuss a different matter. She turned to look at Olivia, and through their bond, Olivia felt a wave of emotion that took her breath away. I did not expect to find what humans call love, Nyara continued. I wish to maintain my union with Lieutenant Olivia Reeves not as a princess but as myself. The room fell silent. The Australian counselor stepped forward, her face showing shock. Princess Nyara, this is unprecedented. Royal marriages are political tools, not matters of personal choice. The council cannot approve. I am not asking for the council's approval, Nyara replied calmly. I am informing them of my decision. President Wilson looked between Nyara and the counselor. Perhaps this is a matter best discussed privately among your people. No, Nyara said firmly. This decision affects Earth as well. I propose a new kind of alliance, not one of necessity but of choice. All eyes turned to Olivia. She felt overwhelmed by the attention, but through her bond with Nyara she found strength. When I first met Princess Nyara, Olivia said, I thought this marriage was just a strategic move to save Earth. I didn't understand what it would become. She took Nyara's hand, feeling the now familiar connection strengthen. Princess Niara has seen possible futures where Earth and the Australian Empire work together as true allies, where our peoples learn from each other and grow stronger together. Olivia looked directly at the Australian counselor. When I told Princess Niara that I wanted to marry someone like her answer was originally unthinkable to her people. But sometimes the unthinkable is exactly what's needed. The counselor's expression remained stern, but President Wilson smiled.